Hi, let me ask you something. So, when was the last time you woke up from sleep feeling refreshed, like feeling energetic, empowered, and you're ready to go for the day? You're not needing coffee, you're not needing to smoke, or maybe to, take one herbal medication or anything to get you going. You don't need an eye opener. When was the last time that has happened? Let me tell you, what if I tell you that there is something called perfect sleep? And to be honest, if you understand this, what I'm going to say now, you will feel like you're winning every day that comes. That's a cheat code I'm going to give you about sleep. First, what is sleep? Let's go through it together. So first, sleep is a vital, active, and irreversible, state of reduced consciousness and metabolism of the body that allows both the brain and the body to rest, repair, and consolidate its function. So when you sleep, that moment is a time for both the body to rest, the tissue to repair itself, both the cells to repair itself, and you get a boost of energy, and your memory is primed for the day. That's exactly what happens during sleep. But most people get very brief sleep in the there's a lot of ideology when it comes to sleep that we need to fight together. But before then, what we are going to talk about is to go through five things essentially. One is the importance of sleep. Second is how much of it do you need as an adult? And the third is the consequence of not getting enough of it. And the third is some of the misconceptions that we have about sleep. And then the last one we're going to talk about is how do you improve sleep. Okay, so my name is Serge and I am a medical doctor. So let's go. So, first, the importance of sleep. Let me highlight it again. Sleep is very important for our health as a whole, both mental health, both spiritual health, both physical health, emotional health, relationship, any round you want to talk about it. If you are not getting sleep, you are messing with your day. You might think that, okay, if I can get 4 hours from my sleeping time and add to my day, then I'm going to be ahead of others. Like, the popular saying that millionaires wake up at 5 o'clock and all that. Be careful about that. Millionaires wake up around 5 o'clock and all that. You're cheating yourself because you're going to be messed up for the rest of the day, thinking that you have enough time. It doesn't make sense if you have more time in the day to be confused, more time in the day to be less focused, more time in the day to have headaches, more time in the day to be not productive. What good will it be for you than you get rested, and then even if you are given 10 hours in a day, you will be, on fire throughout that period. That's exactly what good sleep gives you. So the importance of sleep has everything to do with your health, preventing chronic diseases, getting you up and going. You don't need alcohol in the morning. You don't need to smoke. You don't need coffee to get going. Even if you're going to get coffee, that's fine. Get coffee, but it shouldn't be to get you going for the day or that you're losing energy. Get enough sleep. Get enough sleep. Get filled up with the fuel that allows you to move for the day. That's exactly what sleep is for. That's the importance of sleep. And we are messing with it, to be honest with you. So, how much of it do you need? This depends on, there is a baseline really for an adult. At least 7 to 9 hours is required for every adult. However, there are some variations, like the elderly people might be okay, 7 to 8 hours. Maybe the younger you are, the more sleep you are going to get as well. Like babies can sleep very much, maybe 14 hours, 12 hours. That's good for them. It's actually also important for their growth and development. But for an adult, you need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. You can't go beyond that. Persistent less than 7 hours of sleep is linked to chronic diseases, hypertension, diabetes, memory problems, stroke, whatever you call it, name them, loss of concentration in the day. So these are consequences we are going to face with poor sleep. Now, let's talk about what about the misconceptions? Which one have you heard? You can drop it in the comment section for me. Let's talk about it together. But we know And I've mentioned it earlier about millionaires. Oh, you wake up by 5 o'clock and you want to be waking up by 5 o'clock. What are you doing with the time? You wake up by 5, fine. What are you going to do with that time? It, it, okay, you're busy throughout the day, you wake up by 5 and you sleep late. You're getting a poor sleep, you're performing poor and poorer, you're sabotaging your own day, your own success. So the most important thing is that you get enough sleep. And now, another misconception people have about sleep is that, it's the lazy ones that sleep. And you know, sleep primes you up for productivity. Is a way of preparing yourself to be productive, to be energetic, to be well focused. You don't want to be distracted. So these are misconceptions about sleep. Now, let's talk about how do we improve sleep. How do we improve our sleep? Is there anything you've done that has worked for you? There is a time for sleep. That's why there is light in the day and there is darkness in the night, because you meant to go to bed. But maybe it doesn't work that way for everybody. But as much as you can, if it's possible, sleep. Now, there is a winding down before sleep, and that's what people don't get. So you can't force yourself into sleep. You need to start winding down. Once it's getting down the time for sleep, you're going to sleep by 8 o'clock, start winding down early enough. 2 hours, 1 hour to the time, start winding down. That's not a time to take, alcohol. It's not a time to smoke. It's not a time to take coffee. This is a time to wind down gradually, gradually. You turn down off lights. Don't go and sit in your bedroom reading through the night. That's not the best habit, really, because the brain registers this is a place to sleep. And once you're up there, the next thing is that you sleep. But if you form the habit of always sitting on your bed, then the brain gets confused what the bed is for. Is it for reading? Is it for chatting? Or is it for sleep? Okay, so you start winding down, remove some of the activities. That's not the time to exercise. Start winding down gradually, gradually. It's actually it's not a time to watch television. It's more of a time to, maybe if you want to listen to cool, quiet music, meditation, prayer, turning down the lights, that's the time. And you start winding down gradually, gradually that day into the night. So if you've learned anything from this discussion, let's summarize it. That sleep is a vital, active, and reversible state of reduced consciousness and metabolism that allows the brain and the body to rest, repair, and consolidate its function. So apart from that, so this is something you need to register in your head, and then the importance of sleep, that it's vital in our whole performance and health, our whole function. It's important. And then average adult need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And poor sleeping, consistently sleeping less than 7 hours every day, has consequences. Chronic diseases, chronic illness, weight problems. So you need to sleep in itself is a therapy. So there are consequences attached to poor sleep. And when somebody tells you, oh, you're sleeping so much, 8 hours, you're sleeping so much, they want you to be up and going as confused as you would be. And you keep parading confused, and then you just get 4 hours sleep. You can't be productive that way. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So these are part of the major misconceptions about sleep. And how can we improve it? We've said it. Have a fixed time that is registered that you sleep. And when you're getting to that time, start winding down. Winding down. There is a room for sleeping. Make an environment for sleeping, the bed for sleeping. Make it comfortable for you and for sleep and sleep alone, if that helps. Avoid some of the things that will mess with your winding down. Activity, hyperactivities around that time. Screens, television, social media. Yes, coffee, alcohol, smoking, very important. So on that note, I will be stopping here, and thank you for listening, and thank you. I hope you've understood something and that you're going to run with this information you've gathered. Thank you so much. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye.